Thank you all for coming here this morning to the Marsh Academy. I think this has come together at a very exciting and important time. The last time I spoke in a meeting in this room talking about business regeneration for the Marsh was about a year ago. We had an event at Lyd Airport a few months ago talking about the same issues as well, where we started to discuss some of the themes that will come out today. And one of the key elements to the regeneration for business on the Marsh that we discussed at both those meetings was Lyd Airport. And I was delighted that we had the planning inspector's support for Lyd Airport to develop. I think that's an important element in the business regeneration of the Marsh and will bring in other investment as well. I'm encouraged that the owners of the airport are keen to make progress with that, as Shepway Council are as well, and I hope we see the start of work there, which I think can not only create jobs for the Marsh directly, but bring in other businesses too. I believe it is a very important element in our regeneration. But something else that we talked about was how we can stimulate and support small businesses. In the past, we've talked about investment in broadband infrastructure to give businesses and households the physical resources that they need. There's a lot of work in that area that's already been done by both the county council and the district councils to support that. Because the approval for the government's broadband strategy has now been received, there will be more public money available to support the improvement in broadband infrastructure. So that's a key element in making sure we've got the right business infrastructure that we need. But there's something else too, which is investment directly that can go to businesses. We know it's been a difficult time in getting lending out of the banks, and getting financial support, certainly in the startup phase, is a key thing for any business. Now, it's still a difficult time for the banks. The banks are still having to recapitalise, and they don't quite have the money to lend that they used to have. And I know from lots of businesses who talk to me that is a frustration. So what can we do against that background? Do we just say to local entrepreneurs and people who want to start out on their own, I'm sorry, we can't help you? Or are there other ways in which we can give that support? And there are other ways, and I think this morning we're going to talk about some of those, in particular the very exciting Marsh Million plan, which, as Mark said, is going to be there to provide public money to support start-up businesses. There are lots of brilliant entrepreneurs in our area, and one of the great success stories of the regeneration of our economy over the last few years has been people deciding, on the back of a difficult economy, to start out on their own. And if you look back at previous recessions, it's often an incredibly vibrant and creative time for people to go out and start their own business, and that's what people are doing. But often you need that extra bit of finance, that bit of help in the early stage to make that a reality. So the Marsh Million is a very helpful piece and contribution to that. It sits very well alongside the Regional Growth Fund for East Kent, which has been established now by the government, which is run by the county council. Has made grants to local businesses who are spending that money now to create jobs. In our area, Woodings and Hythe received one of the biggest grants of £1 million, which they are spending now to increase their production capability. So the Marsh Million sits alongside that initiative very well. The government has also set up other schemes to support private individuals investing in startup businesses, and to encourage private individuals or other businesses that have got cash, they could invest in startups to spend that money doing it. And schemes like the Seed Enterprise Investment Fund scheme, which is designed to encourage people to invest in startup businesses, have been very successful in doing that too. There are a number of initiatives that are designed to support job creation and business, which are being championed by the local authorities. I won't say very much more about that, because I'm sure they'd like to talk about it themselves. But just if you look at the global picture at the moment, I think there are lots of reasons we can be very optimistic about the future. There's no doubt that the high-speed rail infrastructure is good for Kent and is good for East Kent in particular, and we can all benefit from that. We're seeing more interest in people moving and investing into our area. We're seeing unemployment falling. The unemployment numbers last week showed that we'd had 7 months consecutive unemployment falling in our area. The unemployment rate now is about the lowest it's been for 3 years, and it's declining further. I'm sure that trend will continue. There are lots of reasons we can be optimistic about what we've got here, but we need the support, the business infrastructure support, the financial support to make the most of that and capitalise on that. I recently attended a meeting organised by through SERP and Philip Carter at the Channel Chamber of Commerce, which was focused on housing development, and it was incredibly positive to hear so many business investors and developers in that sector. And we all know the house building sector, the construction sector, is such a bellwether for the economy, and the property market is such a bellwether for the economy. It was so encouraging to hear businesses say, we've had some of our best months, our best trading months for years, and the people we talk to are investing. So people are investing. It is an exciting time. I think the initiatives we've got on the table today, real practical help to help businesses grow and get off the ground, is just what we need to be doing now, and we should be optimistic about what we can achieve together over the next few years. Thank you.